Viewer discretion is advised. Your fave will be criticized.
Today, we're going to discuss Taemin's unexpected departure from SM and what that means for him, SHINee, and the company. And if you're new to our channel, we've spoken about SHINee a few times on our show, so be sure to check out our Pop 101, Pop Off, and album review episodes.
But before we get started, we want to give a special shout out to our CCTV producers over on Patreon, including Lily, Louie, Emily, and Juliet. And if you'd like to help us decide our episode topics and get some special extras, be sure to join us over on patreon.com/cctvpod. And if you are on Spotify, subscribe for some exclusive bonus episodes.
So, what happened? Lee Taemin, a member of the popular K-pop group SHINee, is leaving SM Entertainment after 16 years. His bandmate, ONEW, also decided to depart the company after being on hiatus since their hard album era about a year ago. Remaining members MINHO and KEY have reportedly decided to renew with SM.
That's right, and this departure has stirred curiosity among the fans about his future plans, with rumors suggesting that he might join Big Planet Made, a company known for its involvement in an alleged attempt to recruit EXO-CBX from SM Entertainment. Allegedly, but proven to not be true, okay? And this shift poses questions to the industry about the future for Taemin, SHINee, his fans, and SM Entertainment itself. So yeah, this is kind of big because you have Taemin, who's basically like an OG,
Yeah.
leaving the company. This is crazy. What do you think? Because we do talk about them quite a bit on our show, and I don't think you and I ever expected him to be like, oh yeah, I'm dipping out.
Yeah.
But apparently from last year, he's actually had this like on the brain.
Yeah, so I actually wasn't that surprised that he left SM, just given kind of all the more recent turmoil that business has just been going through. Like, a lot of artists have been being shady about it. Some have been more open than others, but there have been a lot of underhanded comments, even from Taemin himself, about unhappiness within the company. And Key also kind of said he wasn't too happy with kind of how things were coming together. So I wasn't too surprised that he left SM, but I was more surprised that the 4 SHINee members didn't leave together.
Oh,
I thought
that's
they would have
valid.
stayed united because they also have alluded to that in the past as well, that anything that they would do moving forward, they would do together.
Yeah.
So I'm more surprised about that. And as a huge SHINee stan, I'm more thinking about how this affects group activities because I think Taemin will be fine. He is a legend.
Yes.
So regardless of where he goes, I have faith that he will do well.
I agree. It should be interesting to see what happens, like, sonically, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. I actually was surprised because I don't really keep up in terms of, like, how they feel about their companies and such. And I didn't really look into it as much because he is not someone that gets shafted in the music department and even promotions. I mean, he doesn't get tours. I will say that. Like, they just go, oh, here's a concert in Seoul, enjoy, and that's pretty much it, which I think is a little strange. And you know how I feel, but our listeners don't know. I did not like that during the Super N concert. He was basically like not the last one to perform. Like, he is literally the sunbae of that whole unit. But yeah, it is interesting though that he decided to just leave. So that means things, like you said, were really that bad that he could not foresee things turning out well for them, which is very telling for SM Entertainment. But it's interesting because SHINee is considered SM's forever group, right? Like, they've been together for the longest time, and like, you know, Junghyun's passing, like, withheld from the whole conversation. They have been together. And even still, he still considered himself a part of SHINee. It was like he was like left a group and then that occurred. He's still a part of, they still consider him a member, things like that. There was no tumult in terms of them being a group. But yeah, I mean, he has a reputation and the money and the skills to source whatever music he wants. But like you said, what about SHINee? But hey, right now it's all about Taemin. It's his time to just, I guess, find his place in the music world now, I guess.
Yeah. So let's go back in time a little bit.
Yeah.
And go back to 2008 when Taemin's career began at the young age of 15 with the 5-member group SHINee. So the group would go on to be dubbed the Princes of K-pop because of their trendy fashion, intricate dance moves, and unique music with standouts like Juliet, Ring Ding Dong, Lucifer, Sherlock. I could keep going, but I won't bore you.
Or us, absolutely never. I mean, like Chris said, we could totally go on about how much we love the music from their title tracks, the B-sides, and the concert. But as we've mentioned, we've already covered the group's career with a full discography on our helpful guide of Pop 101. So if you want to go down memory lane or learn more about one of K-pop's best boy groups, check out the episode on our channel.
So the group's reign continues to this day as they dominate charts in South Korea, Japan, and all over Asia with every new release.
Once SHINee established a position in K-pop, the quintet began pursuing individual projects. Taemin made his solo debut in 2014 with the release of his first EP, Ace. The lead single, an MJ-inspired track, Danger, was a bold and seductive, accompanied by a sleek music video featuring choreography by Ian Eastwood and a stylistic exploration of masculinity. And this came from the director himself.
Yes. And next up was his first studio album, Press It, released in 2016, which also did very well with songs like Drip Drop and Press Your Number, which was co-written by Bruno Mars. And they were the 2 huge hits from that album.
Yes. Oh, good times. Taemin's star power and growth as a vocalist was obvious, but it wasn't until he released his next album, Move, in 2017 that he became a solo phenomenon. Move is a sultry R&B pop song with a driving bass line, and we could dissect and discuss the song further, but why not hear it from the songwriters and producers themselves? Chris and I actually spoke to Adian Lewis, Curtis Richardson, and Angelique Senelu, the minds and writers behind Move, and they gave us some exclusive behind-the-scenes sneak peek at their process and writing in K-pop, so be sure to check out our interview with them after this Taemin episode.
Yes, and we've still been talking to them, and we're actually planning to talk to them again, so definitely subscribe because our second interview with these 3 amazing songwriters will be coming very soon. Anyway, back to Taemin. As we've mentioned, Taemin utilized his trademark androgyny to its fullest potential and along with Kaharu Sugawara, swayed and undulated to the electronic bass line and infected us all with Move disease. So fans still can't get enough, and critics have praised the song for its ability to blur gender boundaries, and to this day, idols from every generation have covered Move. But it's hard to top the Moving King.
Oh, yes, it is. Oh, my goodness. And throughout his years of performing, Taemin's growth during the 16 years of SM Entertainment was immense, and it was reflected through his various solo efforts and in the many projects he was a part of. As a solo act, he has had 4 studio albums, 7 EPs, and 18 singles under his belt. And if you'd like a Pop 101 for his whole career, be sure to let us know in the comment section or message us at CCTV Pops on all social media.
So, Taemin, embodying the title of his debut project, Ace, became the epitome of SM Entertainment's vision, a bona fide star. He established a unique visual identity, refined his vocals, and elevated the standards for K-pop boy group members and soloists. And SM Entertainment recognized Taemin's talent very early on, featuring him not only in SHINee, but also in other groups like Unique and Super M. And his influence extends beyond the music industry, inspiring artists such as Kim Dong-han, Hoshi of 17, and label mate and friend Kai.
And even with all the latest drama in SM Entertainment, Taemin's latest title track and final project with SM, Guilty, performed extremely well and has inspired dance covers from K-pop idols of every generation. I mean, come on, think about that. Ooh, with the hand underneath the shirt. Iconic. Oh, my goodness.
Yes. Yes. And everyone requests that as the cover because, you know, everyone wants to see their male idols do that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's those shirts up.
But yes, I love Taemin. I love SHINee.
Yeah.
Like, anyone who ever asks me to introduce them to K-pop, I don't do BTS. I do not do Blackpink. I do SHINee.
Me too.
And that includes all the solo material, because all the solo material is so good. Like, Taemin is such a star, and his solo
Yeah.
discography is pretty amazing.
Uh-huh.
And
It
not
is.
even
It's
that,
impressive.
his growth as an artist has been amazing to watch. I actually recently did a full watch through of every single SHINee concert they've ever done. Really, from SHINee World 1 through to SHINee World 6, both the Korean and Japanese versions, because they're completely different. And anyway, even from the beginning, he had a presence. But seeing his growth now, because, he went from being, the more soft-spoken young one.
Yeah.
And now he's taking the lead. He's in the front for the choreography. He's belting and doing these huge notes. And he's just such an amazing star. Like, there's very few people in the world that can do what he does.
Yeah, this is very true. Very, very, very true.
So, yeah, I mean, like I mentioned before, I do have faith that he will be able to do what he needs to do and be successful without SM. Because I think his name alone, he will be able to bring in the writers and the creatives and the choreographers and everything that he needs to execute his vision.
Yeah.
And SM's kind of losing power anyway, because there was always the fear before that once you leave SM that they kind of like screw you over behind the scenes. But that seems to be happening less now.
Yeah, no, that's
So,
valid.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think he'll be fine.
The question then lies what's going to happen to SM. And honestly, SM does need Taemin, or at least a Taemin. Any kind of iteration of him, they need it. And I say that only not because he's been there the longest, but because of the whole system of K-pop is to create a star, and he has become that. Take them from when they're really young and make them just a blockbuster, bankable product, and he became that. I mean, we can go into the whole deep dive of discography and talk about the eras and talk about, those crazy pictures from the Sherlock era and talk about how he was being exploited and things like that. But again, that's like a Pop 101 episode, a solo one.
Yes.
So definitely leave us a comment if you guys want that. But just kind of briefly touching upon that, he has been through the whole, he's too young for K-pop, and he's getting almost misgendered, all those other things going on, and he still just got better and better. I can't say that a lot of groups now has a member where they've like, okay, I wasn't the best singer, I'm getting better. He's even rapping. Even in the Rizness recently, he started rapping. I'm like, it may not be your favorite thing that he's doing, but he's trying it. He's pushing the envelope for him as an artist. And I can't say that SM has another him, honestly. I mean, it's too early to tell his rise, right? You don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know them individually just yet.
Yeah. One Bin could be that guy. Maybe he could be that guy. You don't even Seunghan, if he does come back, he could be that guy, but we don't know because we don't know. But at the moment, it's like NCT. Who can we say? I want to see this guy solo right now. You have Taeyoung, but he's a rapper and not really known for his style. He dresses very fashionably, all that stuff like that, but he dresses in a way that's trendy to what Gen Z likes with a little bit of K-pop flair, right? But there hasn't been a Taemin where it's like, I'm going to wear this dress and pant at the same time.
That's right.
I'm going
the risks are not as there.
They're not there. And that's the problem with SM. They're not taking risks, the proper risks. And even with aespa, like, I love a good girl group. I do not mind having a girl group member be the next icon. But even still with aespa, they haven't created, in my opinion, an individual identity that I would say like, oh, wow, this person goes solo. I would want to listen, watch, and they're not there in their careers either. But even as Taemin got older and when he did the Ace thing, I think that's when people realize like he's actually something special and something different. Maybe it would take a solo release from another artist of SM in this upcoming generation for us to see that. Outside of SM Entertainment, I can't say there's anyone. Maybe Jungkook, I guess, in terms of like his reach and like his palatability and whatnot. But he's not artistically, visually. We don't know his artistic like icon, like. What stands out to him artistically, visually? Like, we know who he is. We know he's probably the biggest boy group. But I can't say that I know visually who he is. I don't say Jungkook, okay, edgy, sexy. I don't think that. Like, I think he's cute. I think he's talented. He has his tattoos. But with Taemin, I can androgynous, move. You know what I'm saying? And Jungkook just got started, so it's not a huge deal. He just went to the army, just got started. But yeah, speaking for SM, it's just tough. And since Taemin, there hasn't been a male solo artist that has created the impact he has. Female, male, but specifically male. And there are names who have been thrown in the ring, like the ones I've mentioned, but Taemin has left some serious shoes to fill, not just within the K-pop industry, but especially in SM entertainment.
So without Taemin at the company, will SM shine as brightly ever again?
Let us know what you guys think about Taemin leaving SM Entertainment.
Good.
Been a little while since we heard this news, and we're about to find out, like I said, a couple months, right? So let us know. And you can hang out with us and our CCTV crew on Patreon to get priority choice on our episode topics. And you can give us a comment below or message us at CCTV Pops on all social media. And if you are on YouTube, give us a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you're on a podcast platform, please give us a follow, rating, and review. And don't forget to subscribe. Yes. Until next time, that's Chris.
That's Chantel.
We're signing off from CCTV, the nonstop pop show.